I think the most important information will be the biologics that are not human that have been discovered, and like even some of the briefings that aren't classified just need to be out in the public. I mean, I had someone come and brief me who was in a military uniform, worked for the United States Army, that was briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs where captured aliens were breeding with humans to create some hybrid race that could engage in intergalactic communication. An actual uniformed member of the United States Army briefed me on that.
Non-human biologics, interracial alien mating? What the F is going on? Look, wait a second. You had whistleblowers tell you this kind of thing?
A guy who was uniformed. He was a senior enlisted with the United States Army. Came into my office in Crestview, Florida, in a non-classified setting. I had members of my staff there, and what they explained is that the military ran a very secret program where aliens that were living were in forced breeding programs with humans that had been abducted from war zones and from even the caravans of migrants. Now, again, I didn't verify this, but what the whistleblower was telling me is that there were like between 6 and 12 locations around the country where this happened. And what he wanted was a group members of Congress to all show up at the same time at all of these different locations so that any of those activities could not be moved. And of course, it's a physical impossibility to get members of Congress to simultaneously show up at like 8 locations at one time. Well, that was the testimony of David Grush before the House Oversight Committee, which I joined, and the testimony was that in crashes of craft that had been recovered by the CIA and through a special program that the CIA had for crash recovery, that it wasn't just the hard materials, it was also biologics, but that they couldn't identify a human source of those biologics.
I am of sound mind. I'm not a harm to myself. But if I'm going, I'm going, child. Just know, I didn't do it to myself, though. I have talked to you as far as giving you a video on RAND, R-A-N-D. That's a company you should look into. In Walker Ranch is in Utah. Number 3, I have already talked to you after another video about missiles being put into the ocean, as well as the atomic World War II weapon. Before Hiroshima, they were shooting that into the Pacific, as well as other things. So they've been doing that for 70 years. Every time North Korea does a launch, everybody thinks, oh, that's about this. No, it's not. You never asked about anything that's down there. You never said, oh, Atlantis is a real place. You never said nothing. Never. There are one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional people here. We are not on the same timeline, and it's okay for you to scroll on. Because I don't actually have the capability to teach something. It's like, have you ever been tutored by somebody who said, you know what, I can't do this because I know that I know it. I don't know how to give it to you, though. And the things I've seen in this lifetime, I also told you to look at that show Power on Amazon with the girls that Toni Collette was on. So, hey, these beings have been here the entire time.